Welcome to Speakland English. Listen, repeat, speak naturally.
Hello, my wonderful English learners. Welcome back to another episode of the Daily English Podcast. I'm your host, Emma, and I'm so happy you're here with me today. Whether you're listening while you're driving, walking, cooking, relaxing at home, or practicing your English, thank you for spending a few minutes with me. Today's episode is about something that almost everyone struggles with. Can you guess what it is? It's focus. Have you ever sat down to study English and just 5 minutes later, you found yourself checking your phone? Or maybe you opened your laptop to finish some work, but somehow ended up watching funny videos or scrolling through social media for half an hour? If that sounds familiar, don't worry. You're definitely not alone. The truth is, staying focused has become one of the biggest challenges in today's world. Every day, our phones ring, notifications appear, messages arrive, and new videos tempt us to click just one more. Before we know it, we've lost an hour. But here's the good news. Focus is not a special talent. It's a skill. And like every skill, it can be learned and improved. So today, I'm going to share simple ideas, useful English vocabulary, and practical tips that can help you focus better, not only while learning English, but also in your everyday life. And of course, as always, we'll practice real English together in a relaxed and friendly conversation. So grab your coffee, take a deep breath, and let's get started. What does focus really mean? Let's begin with today's most important word, focus. Focus means giving your full attention to one thing. When you're focused, your mind is completely on the task you're doing. You're not thinking about your phone. You're not wondering what's for dinner. You're not checking your messages every few minutes. You're simply present. For example, right now, I'm focusing on recording this podcast. Or I'm focusing on improving my English speaking skills. Very simple, right? Now, here's another important word, attention. Attention is what you give when you focus. Think of your attention like a flashlight. Wherever you point the flashlight, that's where your mind goes. If your flashlight keeps moving from one thing to another, it's difficult to make real progress. That's why focus and attention work together. Without attention, focus becomes almost impossible. Why is it so hard to stay focused? Have you ever asked yourself this question? Why can't I just concentrate? Well, there isn't anything wrong with you. The world around us is designed to grab our attention. Every notification says, "Look at me." Every email says, "Read me." Every new video says, "Watch me." Our brains are constantly being pulled in different directions. Imagine you're trying to read a book. Suddenly, your phone vibrates. You check it, then you reply to a message. After that, you open Instagram for just 1 minute, then you see another interesting video. And suddenly, 20 minutes are gone. Does that sound familiar? I think we've all been there. The problem isn't only the lost time. Every interruption forces your brain to stop, change direction, and then try to return to the original task. That process uses energy, and that's why you often feel tired even though you haven't done much. Today's vocabulary. Let's learn a useful word. Distraction. Repeat after me. Distraction. A distraction is anything that takes your attention away from what you're doing. Your phone can be a distraction. Noise outside can be a distraction. Social media can be a distraction. Even your own thoughts can become distractions. Have you ever been studying English and suddenly started thinking about tomorrow's dinner? Or your next vacation? Or something embarrassing that happened 5 years ago? Yes, our own minds can distract us too. And that's completely normal. The goal isn't to remove every distraction from your life. That's impossible. The real goal is to notice when you're distracted and gently bring your attention back. No stress, no frustration. Just notice and return again and again. That's how focus grows stronger. One powerful habit. Here's a small challenge for you. The next time you're working or studying, pay attention to your mind. The moment you notice yourself getting distracted, simply say this: I'm getting distracted. That's it. Don't criticize yourself. Don't get angry. Just notice it. Awareness is the first step towards improvement. Think about learning English. You don't become fluent overnight. You improve little by little. Focus works exactly the same way. Small improvements every day create big results over time. English expression of the day. Today's expression is stay on track. Repeat it with me. Stay on track. It means to continue doing what you planned without getting distracted. For example, I turned off my phone so I could stay on track. Or, making a daily study plan helps me stay on track. It's a very common expression, and native English speakers use it often. Try using it today in your own sentence. Before we continue, here's a quick question for you. What distracts you the most? Is it your phone, social media, noise, or maybe your own thoughts? Pause this episode for a moment if you'd like and answer the question in English. Even one simple sentence is excellent practice, because remember, every time you think in English, every time you speak in English, you're getting one step closer to fluency. And that's something to be proud of. In the next part of today's episode, we'll discover why multitasking is secretly hurting your productivity, why doing one thing at a time actually helps you finish faster, and I'll share one simple technique that successful people use every day to stay focused. So stay with me, we're just getting started. Welcome back. I hope you're enjoying today's episode. Now, let's talk about something that many people believe they're good at. Have you ever said something like, I'm great at multitasking? Maybe you answer emails while watching YouTube. Maybe you study English while chatting with friends. Or perhaps you're listening to a podcast while scrolling through social media. It feels productive, doesn't it? But here's something surprising. Our brains aren't actually designed to do two important tasks at the same time. Instead, your brain switches very quickly between them, and every time it switches, it loses a little bit of time, a little bit of energy, and a little bit of focus. Imagine you're reading an English article, then your phone rings. You answer the message. Now you have to remember where you stopped reading. Then you continue. A minute later, another notification appears. Again, your brain has to stop, switch, and come back. This is called switching cost. Let's learn that phrase together. It means the time and mental energy you lose every time your attention moves from one task to another. Even if checking your phone only takes 5 seconds, your brain may need several minutes to become fully focused again. That's why a small interruption can have a much bigger effect than we think. One thing at a time. So, if multitasking doesn't really work, what's the better solution? The answer is surprisingly simple: single tasking. Single tasking means doing one thing and only one thing until you're finished. Imagine you want to improve your English. Instead of opening 5 different apps, choose just one activity. Maybe today you read one article. Tomorrow you practice speaking. The next day you learn 10 new words. Simple, focused, effective. Here's something I've learned over the years. 20 minutes of complete focus is often much more valuable than 2 hours filled with distractions. Quality is more important than quantity. Always remember that. Ask yourself one powerful question. Every morning, before you open your phone, before you check your emails, before social media steals your attention, ask yourself one question. What is the most important thing I need to do today? Not 10 things, not 20 things, just one. Because when everything feels important, nothing really is. Successful people don't try to do everything at once. They decide what matters most, and they start there. Maybe your priority today is practicing English for 30 minutes. Maybe it's finishing a work project. Maybe it's spending quality time with your family. Whatever it is, choose it first. Then protect your time. Another useful vocabulary word. Let's learn a new word. Priority. Repeat after me. Priority. A priority is something that is more important than other things. For example, learning English is one of my top priorities this year. Or, I finished my priorities before checking social media. Very natural, very useful. Native speakers use this word all the time. Now, let's talk about something we've all experienced. Procrastination. It's a long word, but a very common problem. Procrastination means delaying something important, usually because another activity feels easier or more enjoyable. For example, you need to study English, but first you clean your desk, then you organize your bookshelf, then you make coffee, then you check your phone. Suddenly, an hour has passed and you still haven't started studying. Sound familiar? Don't worry, it happens to everyone. Many people think procrastination means being lazy, but that's not always true. Sometimes the task simply feels too big or too difficult, or maybe we're afraid of making mistakes. So instead of starting, we avoid it. Here's a technique that has helped millions of people. Instead of telling yourself, I have to study English for 2 hours, say this instead. I'll study for just 2 minutes. That's it. Only 2 minutes. Anyone can do something for 2 minutes. Once you begin, something interesting happens. Your brain starts building momentum. Momentum is the energy that keeps you moving after you've already started. Think of pushing a bicycle. The first push takes effort, but once the wheels begin turning, it becomes much easier. Your work is exactly the same. Starting usually is the hardest part. Continuing is much easier. So the next time you don't feel motivated, don't wait for motivation. Take one tiny step. Open your notebook. Read 1 page. Write 1 sentence. Listen to 1 minute of English. Small actions create big progress. And before you know it, those 2 minutes become 10, then 20, then maybe even an hour. Expression of the day. Today's expression is, take the first step. Repeat after me. Take the first step. It simply means to begin something. Here are 2 examples. Learning English starts with taking the first step. Or, don't wait until everything is perfect. Just take the first step. Simple, natural, and very common in everyday English. Before we finish this part, I'd like you to think about one question. What important task have you been putting off? Maybe it's studying English. Maybe it's exercising. Maybe it's finishing a project you've been avoiding. Whatever it is, I want to challenge you today. Don't try to finish it, just start it. Remember, one small step is always better than no step at all. In part 3, we'll talk about how your environment affects your focus, the famous Pomodoro Technique, how to take effective breaks, and simple daily habits that can help you stay focused like a professional. I'll see you there.
Welcome back. If you've been listening from the beginning, you've already learned that focus isn't about being perfect. It's about making small, smart choices every day. Now let's talk about something many people forget: your environment. Did you know that the place around you can either help your focus or completely destroy it? Imagine 2 different study spaces. In the first room, the TV is on, your phone keeps buzzing, there are clothes on the chair, snacks all over the desk, and 10 browser tabs are open on your computer. Now imagine another room, a clean desk, a notebook, a glass of water. Your phone is on silent. Only one task is open. Which place do you think makes it easier to focus? Of course, the second one. Your environment matters more than you think. You don't need a perfect office. You don't need expensive equipment. You just need fewer distractions. Sometimes moving your phone to another room can completely change your study session. Small changes, big results. Here's something I personally recommend. Create a small focus zone. It doesn't have to be an entire room. It could simply be one corner of your desk. When you sit there, your brain knows it's time to work. You can even create a little routine. Maybe you make a cup of tea, open your notebook, take one deep breath, then begin. Repeating the same routine every day trains your brain to enter focus mode more quickly. After a few weeks, it starts to feel natural. Now I'd like to introduce one of the world's most popular productivity methods. It's called the Pomodoro Technique. Don't worry, the name sounds complicated, but the idea is very simple. Here's how it works. Focus on one task for 25 minutes. No social media, no messages, no interruptions. Then take a 5-minute break. Stand up, stretch, drink some water, walk around the room. After you've completed 4 focus sessions, take a longer break, around 15 to 30 minutes. That's it. Simple. Many students, writers, business owners, and even language learners use this technique every day. Why? Because 25 minutes feels possible. Anyone can stay focused for 25 minutes, and once you know a break is coming, it's easier to stay committed. Now here's something important. Not every break is a good break. Many people finish 25 minutes of work, then immediately open social media. 5 minutes later, they're still scrolling, then 10 minutes, then 30. Suddenly, the break has become another distraction. Instead, try taking a real break. Look outside your window, walk for a few minutes, drink water, stretch your body, close your eyes for a moment, take a few slow breaths. These simple activities help your brain recover. When you return, you'll often feel refreshed and ready to focus again. Remember, rest isn't the enemy of productivity. Good rest actually makes you more productive. Build daily habits. Let's talk about habits. People with great focus don't rely on motivation every day. They rely on routines, because motivation comes and goes. Some days you'll feel excited, some days you won't. But a routine keeps you moving even when motivation disappears. Maybe every evening at 7 p.m. you study English for 30 minutes. Maybe every morning you read one page of an English book while drinking coffee. It doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs to be consistent. Little by little, those small habits become part of your daily life, and that's when real progress begins. Before we finish, let's quickly review today's key vocabulary. Focus, giving your full attention to one task. Distraction, something that pulls your attention away. Switching cost, the time and energy lost when changing from one task to another. Single tasking, doing one task at a time. Priority, the most important thing to do first. Procrastination, delaying an important task. Momentum, the energy that helps you continue after you've started. Routine, something you do regularly in the same way. Excellent. Now try using these words in your own English sentences. That's one of the fastest ways to remember new vocabulary. Final thoughts. Before we say goodbye, I'd like you to remember one simple idea. You don't need to become a completely different person tomorrow. You don't have to be productive every minute of every day. You don't have to study English for 5 hours. You simply need to improve one small step at a time. Maybe today you'll put your phone away for 25 minutes. Maybe you'll learn 5 new English words. Maybe you'll finally start that task you've been avoiding. Whatever your goal is, start today. Not next Monday, not next month, today. Because every small action moves you one step closer to the person you want to become. And remember, progress is always more important than perfection. Before you go, I'd love to hear from you. Today's question is, what's your biggest distraction? Is it your phone, social media, noise, or maybe your own thoughts? Write your answer in the comments using English. Even one simple sentence is fantastic practice. I read your comments every week, and I truly enjoy hearing about your English journey. You might even inspire another learner somewhere in the world. If you enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this podcast with a friend who's learning English. Every new episode is designed to help you build confidence, improve your vocabulary, and speak English more naturally. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I'm Emma, and this has been another episode of the Daily English Podcast. Keep practicing, keep believing in yourself, and most importantly, keep moving forward, one focused step at a time. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care and goodbye.